Hello everyone and welcome back with another video of TREKKERPRISE. In my last video I promised I'm gonna do a recap, catch up with my reaction video on the Star Trek Discovery, the recent teaser trailer when it came out, and yeah, here am I. So after a couple of days I'm still so excited about this project. It's just still mind-blowing. I know the trailer didn't really give away anything in terms of, you know, about the story, about the characters, about anything, but we saw little gems from the series, actually how the whole series will feel and look like, which actually I'm quite happy with. And this is really happening. This is really happening. It's like waiting for season 11 Doctor Who or season 10 Doctor Who, and okay, this is happening, guys. It's almost here. Obviously we didn't get any confirmation on the actual airing date when the series will launch, in terms of, you know, when we're gonna see the first pilot episode in CBS and then in Netflix or CBS All Access if you're in America. But yeah, it's certainly an exciting day and certainly an exciting time, and certainly there was a lot of things what we could actually get from this trailer. So first of all, obviously we had this footage from pictures from the beginning, you know, starting the original series Cage and merging into Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, and even Enterprise as well. So it was so interesting to see, and it was just so heartwarming to come in across all those images, and even images what I didn't see before. So it was like, whoa. I'm a Trek fan like for 20 plus years, and this is the best part of Star Trek. Even if it's something new comes out, you can see gems, what you can see things and hear things what you actually experienced before, but then sometimes you can get some pictures or some references and it's like, oh, this was really there, and it was really there. It was just so cool to notice after all these years something what you didn't know before. Obviously the scenes will be different. So through the trailer we saw the ship, we saw Discovery, we saw another ship what a lot of people says is the Shenzhou, and we got to see uniforms, we got to see sets building up, we got to see starship models, designs, artworks, and all sorts of different things. The first thing that I'm really happy with, because I'm still just so excited. I know this didn't really tell us anything about the story, what Discovery will be. We need no rumors and, you know, informations about the storyline itself, but it's still not really what we really wanted to. What I really love about this trailer is, first of all, they kept the Discovery, the ship design. I don't really want to go deep into Starship analytics in this case, because we know Discovery it is, and obviously there's another starship as well, but a lot of people says it could be the Shenzhou. It still feels a little bit distant for me, because it looked really like a 24th century or even 25th century design starship. Nothing really had common with the original series era, and this what concerned a lot of people at the beginning. Like, okay, it's going to be 10 years just before Kirk and Spock, so we already have a established design for starships and so, but this looked somehow different than the others. But obviously we don't know what's going on, so it could be actually a ship from the future, like what happened in Enterprise, in Mirror Darkly. So, you know, when they faced actually with the Defiant from a different era, so a lot of things can happen. But still, for me it feels a bit distant from the era itself. Obviously they said at the beginning they're going to reimagine a lot of things regarding to the series, and it's not a big problem reimagining things. At the beginning I had concerns about, you know, if they're going to reimagine the show how it looked before in the 60s and going to prepare it for an audience in 2017. That could make actually big problems, because okay, if you get the same series for now for new audiences, I don't think they will get the same idea and get the same feeling of it. Obviously hardcore Trekkies like me and lots of you, I guess, if you see something with the original Star Trek, or there's a lot of fan series at the moment out there like New Wages or Star Trek Continues, which technically they based into the feel and the look of the original series, and they work really well. In those cases, I actually enjoy them, but those fan series and that feel is more for the people who actually loved and grew up with Star Trek during the years and during the decades actually. So there's 50 years of history behind everything, and if you were there in the beginning, obviously you will understand where they're coming from, where those series going to, and where they're coming from, and what they want to present for you. But I think in this case it comes down, is it 2017, everything is so hyped and fancy and over CGI'd. They have to present something in a new way, and I'm pretty sure they want to get it interesting, so they want everyone involved to Star Trek, not just Star Trek fans. Obviously it's mainly for Star Trek fans at the beginning, but then we live in a society and we live in the world when they actually have to sell the product, and they want to sell it for everyone, not just a small range of people. No, I'm saying it's small, but it's not a small. I mean, Star Trek communities are all over the place. So obviously they have to engage a lot of people, young and old, and people who love Star Wars. So it's obvious the look will be different than what we've seen in the original series, or even in fan series as well. Is it a bad thing? As a fan point of view, I would say it's not really, because if you want to follow a timeline and a period, you should follow the timeline and the period, and get the sort of feel what you had before in those episodes, in that series. If they have the same sort of feeling in 2 or 3 or 400 years in the future, like in the 25th century or the 25th century, that could have actually worked much better. But obviously that's not gonna happen, so maybe it will, maybe they're going to change the timeline as well. Yeah, it will be interesting to actually get to the point when they thought, it's like, yeah, we said it's gonna be a prequel, but it's gonna be a sequel. Yeah, whatever, that will make it actually more interesting, and that could actually make a big point of the ship and everything, but that's not gonna happen either. So yeah, it's just a little mind melding here, sorry about that. Regarding the ships, as I said, there's other channels out there, they talked about the ships, and I don't really want to repeat them, and I don't really want to get really into it, because I do like the ships as well, don't get me wrong, I have a big collection as well, but I'm more really into what's going behind, what's big with the story, what's going behind, what the values, what you can actually get out from these episodes and from this series, what will come out hopefully this year. There were a couple of uniforms as well. As I mentioned, we had a Starfleet uniform with a com badge. It wasn't a com badge, it's just an insignia. I think it's quite understandable they don't have the embroidered logo insignia on the uniforms. If you think about the new rebooted Star Trek, the JJ Star Trek, the Kelvin timeline Star Trek, they always have the new badges instead of the embroidered badges, which is kind of cool, and it has a cool feeling as well. So I think it was quite obvious to have something similar in the new show as well, because if you're coming from a Kelvin timeline movie and you love the movies but you don't know anything about Star Trek, you want to get something similar. So I believe they try to merge the Kelvin timeline movies and the original timeline together a bit to be appealing for new audiences. The Starfleet uniform that we saw, I don't think that will be the duty uniform. There was a couple of schematics, and I mean there's only one picture actually. I had an article in the website as well regarding to this picture and to the whole uniform. So if you go over to TREKKERPRISE Discovery page, you will actually find it. It's a short article with a couple of pictures. But I try to actually find out, okay, how that uniform can actually fit, and it's just a mind melding again, just rambling around the idea. But I believe that uniform, because of the colors and the stripes around the shoulders as well, they looked more like a formal or even admiral uniform. So I don't think that would be a duty uniform. But obviously we will have to wait and see. And now as the production has begun, I'm pretty sure there will be like snapshots and pictures coming out from the series. So once we will have all those pictures, I'm definitely going to do a catch up again on this subject. Obviously, when it comes down to the other uniform, there's a lot of rumors going around and a lot of guessing going around as well. It could be a Romulan, it could be Klingon, it could be, I don't know, Tolian. just said something. I think it's gonna be a Klingon uniform. It's just too spiky, it's too metally. Romulans had different sort of uniforms before, and even Remans. So obviously that can be anything. That can be a new race even. We'll see. But I believe it's Klingon uniform. Actually I quite like, because it's like spiky, and even if you think about it in the previous series, not in the original series of course, but in the Next Generation, And in the Next Generation DS9 Voyager era, they had different sort of uniforms and more like a warrior sort of uniform. And even if you think about the JJ movies, the Klingons did look a little bit different as they looked in the original series. Obviously that was a different timeline, but if they try to merge the two together, I think they just got elements from that side as well. And those Klingons were more an aggressive warrior race in the Kelvin timeline, so I'm not even surprised they got something even warrior-y, scary thing for Discovery. Regarding Discovery, just one more thing, the ship itself, I do love the ship design. They got a different design. It's not new, because it's like a kind of oldish style, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that little girl there. So when the trailer came out originally with the ship, I was skeptical as well, but then now we have more pictures and lots of models and these sort of things, I mean, in 3D, and the more I see it, the more I like it. So I'm totally on board with the ship design. I'm a bit still skeptical about the other ship. It could be the Shenzhou. Yeah, well, we'll see. Regarding the set pictures, there was a lot of sets, and there's a lot of conversation going about maybe they are different distant sets or different alien ships, or maybe it is the Discovery, but no one really know anything. So those sets look too dark for me from the inside. I mean, the bits would actually be so they look too dark for me, so I don't think that will be the Discovery, but who knows, maybe it will be a different ship. I still have a theory though regarding the new badges and the divided delta. I have a strange feeling it will be something to do with Section 31. I'm not going to really rambling around this idea, but I do believe there's something else going on. We're not going to get the same Star Trek series what we got before with the original series, Next Generation, DS9, Enterprise and Voyager. With Discovery it will be more different, much more different actually. And because of the divided chevron, the ship, and they're focusing on other characters instead of the captain and the ship and the crew, and those little boundaries between main characters, and going to lower deck officers, I think is because they will have struggles and they will be approached with several ideas, and obviously Klingons involved, and apparently Romulans as well. Every time when I hear this Romulan cloaking device sound effect on the end of the trailer, even in this one and the previous one, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be Romulans involved. And maybe Romulan war, maybe Klingon war, maybe Axonar related stuff. No one knows actually anything, but it's worth thinking about that. Overall I'm really happy with this teaser trailer. Obviously it didn't really give away anything, but at the other side we got a lot from the production, and it feels new, it feels different, it feels like Battlestar Galactica. I'm totally on board with this series, whether it will be a good Star Trek or not. Obviously we have to think about it's gonna be something new, something what we've never seen before. And I believe at the end, every series, if you think about every Star Trek series, maybe apart from the DS9, TNG and Voyager, because they basically build around in one specific era, not like the Enterprise went back in time, and we have the core series, the original series. In terms of Discovery, I know it will be original timeline series, and I know it looks different, and if they really want to follow the original timeline, they should have the same visuals as they had back in the 60s, or at least in the 80s and 90s when the other series came out and they had like flashbacks to the original series. Although I think if Discovery will be different, that's because they have to approach new people, new audiences. Regarding these facts, regarding these things what we know and this feel what we know, will I like it? I think I will. And I'm totally on board with the project. I'm still so excited. I think it will be okay. At the end it will be okay. I will watch it in a fresh mind. And I think whether you hated the project so far, whether you liked it, I think definitely you have to give a chance to Discovery. And as I said at the beginning in this video, I had lots of problems at the beginning with Discovery and how the production went. But from now on, no, I don't. So yeah, that was it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little mind-melding session about Discovery. Obviously I will be up to date, and if there something comes up, there will be new videos released in terms of discovery and discussions, but I think they're not going to release anything for a good month. So if we're going to get anything else, that will be in the end of February or March or something like that. I don't think we will get anything this month, but I hope so. They will prove me wrong. The next video, it will be on Wednesday, the animated series episode review as always. And yeah, feel free to check out my website, that's TREKKERPRISE.com. And obviously you can reach me in the comment section, you can send me an email, and you can check my other accounts out in Instagram and in Twitter as well. As always, thank you very much for watching, and live long and prosper.